Hey, it's SJ, and we're here in video number 6, and we're going to go over layer modes. Layer modes are really great tools to incorporate textures and also to add colors to existing images. So I've just brought up an illustration that I had worked on previously, and I thought this would be a great way to demonstrate how layer modes could bring in colors. So say you have a client who told you that they wanted a black and white image and then all of a sudden changed their mind and say they want a color image, and you've already created your black and white image. So there's no need for you to start from scratch, and you can actually use layer modes to incorporate colors into this image. So I'll just show you kind of a breakdown of this illustration. So we have our base here in this folder, and I have a bunch of patches over top to create the other elements of this image. It was just a lot of layers. So my first step is actually going to be flattening my image. So I've already saved a version of this just in case I need to go back and change anything, but just flattening it will make it a lot easier to work with. So I'm just going to merge this group, and I'm just going to disable my layer mask. Now I'm going to add a new layer and call it colors. I'm going to go back to my drawing layer. So I'm using the magic wand tool to do my selection with, and then I'm just going to fill. And you'll see nothing shows up. I'm going to go over to where I have my drawing, and then I'm going to just choose a different layer mode. You can see there's multiple different choices, and they all have different properties in the way that they interpret the color and the drawing. So they use different blend modes. There's additive blending, there's subtractive blending, and then there's more complex blending. I'm actually going to use this luminosity version for now. I might change that later, but go back in. I'm actually going to put this in a group so that I can use my layer mask again. Just like that. And deselect. So this is just a quick way that you could add some color into your illustration, going back to the color layer, locking it, and then, using your paintbrush tool to color. Maybe you wanted it to be purple. You could even use this to highlight different areas of the bone. Anyway, so you sort of get the point how that could be helpful in, giving you different colors to different bones, accenting different areas, and adding color really quickly to a black and white image. But another thing layer modes can be really great for is adding texture. So I'm just going to pull up a texture folder. So I save textures quite often, just things that I find inspiring, things that I think might make interesting backgrounds, just really gritty images that I think will help me build up texture for layering. For some reason I really got into a terrazzo kick. But I like incorporating these, especially into images of my bones, so that I can kind of use them to help create a more realistic image. So already even that looks pretty cool. We can set it back so that it's maybe not as prevalent, obvious. We can add back our colors so that we could have those different labeled areas again. Textures and layer modes are going to be really important for you when you're trying to create realistic illustrations. Just building a portfolio that you have in your own pickup folders of textures, just anytime you see something, just dumping it in there is really helpful in the long run. Yeah, so that's just a quick overview of layer modes. I hope that you found this helpful. In the next tutorial, we're going to be going over text in Photoshop, as well as if you need to use Photoshop for labeling, how you could make leader lines as well. So tune in. Thanks. For more tips and tricks and to connect with the Biocomm Hive community, please check out the Facebook group. Thank you so much for watching, and be sure to follow Create to Learn on Instagram and hashtag Create to Learn for more tutorials.